This is a yoga for BJJ class, focusing on strength and mobility to help with martial arts. All right, everybody, let's start in a lying down position on your back. Whatever's comfortable to you. Your legs can be straight, or you can have your knees bent, feet wide, knees together if that's better for your back. Just relax and breathe deeply. Try to let go of anything that happened this week, however training went, whether it was good or bad. Just focus on being in your mat. All right, now you're gonna gently pull both knees to your chest, drawing your knees towards your armpits. Roll side to side a little bit, massage your lower back on the floor. I don't know about you, but jiu-jitsu kills my back, so this is a good one. Keep hugging yourself. Deep breaths in through the nose. Okay. Keep a hold of your left knee and extend your right leg long on the mat. Raise your shoulders off the ground without cranking your neck. Now switch your legs. Hug your right knee and lower your left leg long on the mat. Inhale. Exhale, switch again. Inhale. Exhale, switch again. A few more rounds on your own, following your own breath. Okay, let's come back together holding the left knee. And then bring both knees to your chest again. Lift everything straight up in the air and roll it all around. Let's lubricate our ankle and wrist joints. Keep them nice and loose for practice. Both directions, back and forth. Get that synovial fluid going. Okay, feet down on the ground, knees together. Lift your hips slightly and push your hips out to the right, dropping your knees to the left for a twist. You can use your hands to help the twist or put them out to a T, whatever you like. You can look over your right shoulder for a deeper twist. Focus on breathing deeply in through the nose and also out through the nose. Back to center. Same thing, second side. Gently lift your hips, shrimp them to the left, drop your knees to the right. Find the twist that you like best. You can look over your left shoulder for a deeper twist. Back to center. I'm going to do some hip bridges, but with your arms moving. So feet hip distance apart, everything in a straight line. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips one vertebra at a time and raise your arms over your head. And then on your exhale, lower everything back down one vertebra at a time. Inhale everything up. Exhale everything down. A few more rounds on your own. Follow your breath. Down to the floor. Okay, everybody grab your knees again, and then, or behind your hamstrings, I'm sorry, and rock and roll your way up to a seat. So you can either sit cross-legged if you want, or if you're that's not feeling comfortable, maybe your knees are a little tired today, you can also kneel for this position, whatever you like. Okay, so if you're sitting on your, if you're sitting cross-legged, make sure you're sitting on your hips and not your tailbone like this. So we're sitting on our sit bones, and pull everything up tall. So place your hand on your knees, and we're going to do some chest circles. So push your chest forward, around to the side, round it back, around to the other side. So as you bring your chest forward again, you're going to inhale, big inhale. And as you round toward the back, you're going to do an exhale. Now we're going to switch directions. So chest forward, inhale, to the right, push it back, round everything, and exhale. Over to the left and forward. All right, now freestyle it. You can go either direction, go forward and back. Just keep circling your chest. Loosen up your spine and your shoulders. Okay, back to center, shake everything out. All right, change the cross of your legs if your legs are crossed, but again, if you want to kneel, put some less pressure on your knees, that's totally fine. Make sure you're sitting on your hip bones. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, stretch to the left side. So you can be on your fingertips, you can be on your palm, your forearm, whatever stretch you have in you today, that is perfectly fine. Think about stretching all the way from your fingertips to your hips, as far away from each other as you can. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, same thing, right side. Keep the left side of your body as long as you can. Inhale, back up. Same thing. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right side. One more round each side. All right, back to center. So that's it for our warm-up. We're going to start building some heat. So come to all fours, or we call this tabletop position if you're a yogi. Wrists under shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll start with a little wrist stretch. So turn your hands, whatever is available to you, either out to the side if that's what feels good, or back to face you, and rock around to stretch your wrists. However you want to rock is totally fine. If you get tired of that, you can turn your hands the opposite direction, stretch them this way. All right, bring your knees about as wide as your mat, and sit your hips back for a turtle position, or in yoga we call this child pose. So hands straight overhead, belly melting towards the ground. This is a resting position. If ever you get overwhelmed or just tired from class today, you can always rest in child pose. Okay, we're going to do what's called a baby vinyasa. So, sort of a mini version of something we're going to do a lot more in class. So, inhale, roll the spine forward to a plank with your knees on the ground. So there should be a straight line from your head all the way through to your knees. So on your exhale, shift your shoulders forward slightly in front of your wrist and lower down. Keep the elbows pinched to your side. Stay here, roll your shoulder blades back. Use the strength in your back to lift your chest off the ground. So not pushing heavy into your hands, use the strength in your back. Lower back down. Roll your spine up through a plank again, and then back to child's pose. Deep breath here. On your inhale, roll back up to plank with your knees on the ground. Shoulders slightly in front of your fingers. Lower down, pinching your elbows to your side. Roll your shoulders back. Use the strength in your back to pull yourself up. And lower down. Push through your hands, roll your spine up. Back to plank and back to child's pose. Everyone do one more round on your own. Meet back in child's pose. All right, back up to all fours. Just like we lubricated our hands and ankles, we're going to do the same thing for our hips. So keep your knees at the same angle they are now. Try to move only your legs. So take your right leg, bend it out to the side, and make little hip circles, either direction, but just don't let your upper body move. Move only your leg. Good, bring it down to the floor. Same thing, second side. Remember to breathe deep in through your nose, out through your nose as well. Okay, back to a tabletop and then come to a kneeling position. Lift your arms over your head. We're going to practice a little bit of breath work and also warming up your grips. So hands over head, alternating your fist and spreading your fingers. And as you spread your fingers, do a heavy exhale like this. Okay, rest, shake it out a little bit. I'm going to do that again. Okay, arms overhead, deep breath in, and we're done. Okay, shake it out. Should feel a little burn in your forearms. If you don't, then tighter squeezes and tighter spreads. And one more round, arms overhead, deep breath in, here we go. All right, shake it out. If you're not a yogi, we're going to do a position called downward dog, and we're going to do this a lot today. So, from all fours, scoot your legs back just a little bit, then slowly raise your hips up and back. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Focus on making a straight line from your hips through all the way through your head to your fingertips. If you can't do this without rounding your spine, then don't worry about it. Just keep your legs bent. And we're going to warm up a little bit here. So relax your head, shake yes and no, let your neck have a little bit of a release. You can wiggle your hips, pedal your feet back and forth. Just move around to help loosen up this position. We have plenty of time to work on getting the legs straight. So if you need to keep your knees bent so that you can have a straight line from hips to hands, that is totally fine. Keep moving around in this position. Yeah, I want you to take a, yes, definitely, that's it. Perfect. Take a little slight of bend and then try to get your shoulders a little straight as you can. All right. All right, everybody, walk your feet up towards your hands. Keep those legs bent. I want you to prioritize keeping your spine straight. So if you're rounding, bend your knees as much as you need to keep your spine straight. Okay, inhale, exhale, and bend the knees into a squat. Inhale, straighten the legs as much as you can without rounding the spine. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. One more. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And sigh it out. Should start feeling some heat in your body right now. So slowly roll up one vertebra at a time until you are standing on the mat. Roll your shoulders back, palms face forward. If you're not a yogi, we call this mountain pose, or just standing. We're gonna come here a lot too. All right, inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold everything back down. Remember, straight spine. Bend your knees to keep your spine straight and protected. Inhale, lift just halfway. Fingertips either on the floor or on your shins, whichever feels better to you. And exhale, fold back down. All right, walk your hands back to plank and push your hips up to downward dog again. Okay, we're gonna do our first real vinyasa. So I want you, if you cannot do this with good form, just put your knees on the ground. This is Saturday yoga class. It's supposed to be gentle, okay? In fact, I'm gonna put my knees down every time. So, come forward to plank and either drop your knees or just lower down into a push-up, squeezing your elbows to your side. Push through your hands and now use the strength in your back and your hands to push up a little higher than you did earlier. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, tighten your whole core and lift back up through a plank. Back up to downward dog. All right, walk your feet towards your hands again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up to mountain pose or just standing. All right, now we're gonna get for real. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Keep your spine straight. Exhale, step your right leg far back on your mat to a lunge and drop your back knee. If you have sensitive knees here, you may want to scoot your foot back a little bit more so you're not on your kneecap, you're on the top of your knee. Okay, inhale, lift your chest up and drop your hips. You can keep your hands on the floor, on your knee, on your hips. If you're feeling fancy, you can even give a little back bend, reach for your back leg, whatever you like. Exhale, push everything back, straight front leg for a half split. Remember, still keeping our spine straight, so if your front leg is bent, that is totally fine. Protect your spine. Inhale, push forward to lunge. Exhale, back to half split. Inhale, forward to lunge. Exhale, push back to split. Inhale, forward to lunge. And hold it here. This time I want you to try, if it's in your practice. If it's not, that's totally fine. Raise your arms up overhead. Clasp your hands behind your back and give it a little bit of a chest and shoulder stretch and back. If this is not for you today, that is fine. I just want you to stay here on your knee or on your fingertips, focusing on opening those hips. We're going to do a lot of hip opening, so you'll have plenty of time to get more flexible. Okay, release everything back down to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Take your right leg and put it between your hands. However you have to. Then drop your left knee to the floor. Scoot your leg back just a little bit. Give yourself some more space. Again, you can be on your fingertips, knee, or hips. Inhale. Exhale, push your front leg straight, back to split, half split. Inhale, push forward, chest lifts forward with you. Exhale, push back, round. Inhale, chest up, hips forward. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, push forward and hold here. If you're feeling it today, lift your arms over your head. You can either stay here if this feels good. Use the strength in your legs to hold you up instead of collapsing. Clasp your arms behind your back. Think about pushing your inner thighs together and give a little gentle back bend and shoulder stretch. I know it's awkward. Breathe in deep through your nose. And relax. Okay. Step the left leg forward to meet the right. Inhale, lift halfway. Straight spine, fingertips on the ground. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Roll your spine as you lift. Exhale, standing. All right, let's do that again, sort of. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, far on your mat, and drop the knee to the floor. Scoot your knee back just a little bit to make some space. Okay, so this time we'll have a few variations of this depending on how your hips are feeling today. So variation 1, just twist towards your left leg and lift your arm up and see the ceiling. If this feels good, then I want you to lift up to a lunge and take that left arm, circle it back, and reach for your right leg. If you can grab the toes, excellent. If you can't quite grasp them, that's okay. Just keep reaching. Whichever version of that felt the best in your body, do that one. That's okay. Then what you might do is balance on your fingertips and then just practice lifting your left leg. And then when that feels good, then you can lift up. And release. Slowly. Okay, step back to downward dog. Give it a little wiggle. Yeah, release some of that tension if that one was stressful for you. All right, step the right foot between the hands, lower the back leg. Again, your options are, you can just twist, or if that feels good, raise your chest up, circle your right arm back and reach towards your back toes. Maybe you can grab them. Maybe this side is different. That is okay if this side is different. Just do what feels good, which is something Coach Leo would never say. But we'll say it in my class. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, release. Okay. Everybody feels good, right? Good, because we're going to make it harder. All right. Step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your fingertips to graze the floor. And then lift your arms overhead, straight spine for a chair pose. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or jump if you want back to a plank and move through vinyasa. So drop your knees or don't. Squeeze your elbows lower with a straight body to the floor. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Use your arm and back strength to lift yourself up. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up through plank and back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way to the ceiling as high as you can. And bend your foot towards your butt. and open your hip to the side, to the right side, as much as is available to you. On your next breath, bring your foot between your hands. If you can use your hand to pull it through if you need to. Bring your foot between your hands. Do not drop your knee this time. Instead, I want you to lift your chest and your arms overhead for a crescent lunge. So slight bend in that back leg. Make sure your front knees are going over your front toes. Your hands and hips should be over top of each other, so everything in a straight line. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath.